What's up, everyone? You're now tuned in to About the People broadcast. Our program will cover the historic findings of the Spirit of Mandela's Campaign 2021 Tribunal on Human Rights, which rightly indicted the United States of America on 5 counts of genocide. The charges were all related to the treatment of Black, Brown, and Indigenous people, and they are health disparities, hyper-incarceration, environmental racism, political imprisonment, police violence, better known as slave patroller violence. In keeping with the verdict, ATP will carve space for revolutionaries, everyday people, and especially Black, Brown, and Indigenous heads worldwide to engage as openly as these screens would permit about how we can see self-determination together. Our first episode features interviews with former political prisoner and revolutionary elder Jalil Muntaqim, the People's Liberation Program of Rochester, and current political prisoner Kwame Beams Shakur. Stay tuned as Black August resistance continue. Let's get into it.
I'm reading this book and nobody around me talking about this.
I was a kid. I was in my teens. You know?
Yeah.
My mom was a member of NAACP.
Okay.
So she used to take us out.
Trying to figure it out. We was trying to figure it out.
I was about to say, how did that work?
Yeah, my mom was part of NAACP.
Yeah.
That was the only thing was jumping during that time, you know. In terms of the civil rights movement, you know. So she used to take us out on marches and stuff like that for civil rights, you know. And so that's what really piqued my interest in terms of knowing that, well, that's one of the things, but that really piqued my interest that we have to be activists. You know, we have to be engaged in what's going on in our communities.
Jalil will talk about that a lot more,
that.
but it's kind of like a spin-off. It's putting more of an offensive type of language instead of kind of surviving. You know what I mean? We believe in the decolonization of our community, so we put those programs in place to combat capitalism. You know what I mean? We put grocery programs in place to combat the food inequality. You know what I mean? Because we believe food is a human right and everybody should be fed. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna get a health clinic, and then we'll be going to right, exactly.
The whole thing.
That they have been doing in terms of the food program is to ensure that there's flyers put into each bag. Each bag, they present flyers that explains what the program is about, or share some other information, so that you are also educating the people who are receiving this food. And what we try to impress upon people: this is not charity. This is a service. Right? This is serving the people.
We're gonna get straight into this. What happened at Brockport?
The college hosted Jalil Muntaqim as a speaker, drawing strong reactions from people on both sides of the issue.
In March, I came up with a thought of bringing Brother Jalil to SUNY Brockport, as an educational guest speaker. And him and I had talked in 2021, I think it was the fall, about him coming. It was some kind of like diversity grant, it's called PED grant. And did the application, got the support from my colleagues in the department. Everybody was on board, and so I submitted it. It was accepted. They was even congratulating me for bringing them. And then like a week, I don't even want to say a week, it might have been like 2 or 3 days after I got that, Brother Jalil was the first one to reach out to me. Like, have you heard about the grant being canceled? This was going on, so...
How you felt about everything? Yeah, everything that was going on.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
If you just wanted to give you the opportunity to just help us sort of demystify the term genocide, and people normally associate it with Hitler or something, but what's your take on it? And I know you mentioned birth certificates the last time we spoke as like part of like an initiation into the genocidal system that we live in.
What we want to do right now is get people away from that narrow vision or identification of what genocide is. And like I said, people, when they think of genocide, they think it has to be a whole group or a whole individual group of people being wiped out at one time, when that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? And so with us over here as New Africans being held as a neo-colony on this land, the first form of genocide before any of the other forms that we acknowledge take place is the birth certificate. as soon as we come out of the womb, they're forcing us into a binding contract with the United States Empire through the Department of Commerce. And so those Social Security numbers and those birth certificates are a form of colonization. They're denying us our right to self-determination, to have control over our own lives and destiny, and be a sovereign group of people, right? And when you go back and you look at our anti-colonial struggles during the 60s, 70s, and 80s, when the Republic of New Africa, the Black Panther Party, and the Black Liberation Army were engaging in these national liberation struggles against the colonial government, that in itself was a form of genocide, and they then attempted to repress us, you know what I'm saying, and deny us, you know what I'm saying, that progress for self-determination. And we have to also, when we're talking about genocide, we have to point out international law, because a lot of people over here are still focusing on civil rights that are being granted to us by the colonial oppressor government. And the United Nations Declaration on the Granting of Independence to Colonial Countries and People states the inherent right of colonial people to struggle by all means at their disposal against colonial powers to suppress their aspirations for freedom and independence. And at the same time, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights says that all people have the right of self-determination. By virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. And so, any time that they're stopping us from achieving that goal, that's genocide. Right? Like, we have to make sure that people understand that genocide can occur without the actual killing of members of the group. Right? Anything that causes serious bodily or mental harm on that group of people is genocide.
It was a time when young women and men had faith and sought to realize their truths for the future. They knew it was not a matter of peace while at war, but rather peace after the revolution. They understood Jimi Hendrix's Purple Haze was a diversion, where memory of being a slave is washed away in acid, tripping down the steep abyss of conformity to a racist oppression. It was a time when the target oink in the masquerade of law and order, but the only order it knew was to ensure corporate supply and demand continued to exploit the community. In those times, young black men and women matriculated in the lessons of street warfare, in the art of survival while building survival programs, fighting battles wearing the uniforms of the black leather jackets and berets. Their slogans were power to the people and black power to black people.
We are about the people. Please follow us on Instagram and on Twitter and TikTok at ATP About the People. What's the call? Free them all. Free the land.